Famous race car accidents, Part 1. Number 1. September 1965 at Sydney. The driver was just over on himself, so he crashed into another by tumbling and while trying to throw his vehicle into the car by heavily going. The car kept rolling and rolling until they came to a stop after all. The driver did manage to escape, but still was in good trouble. September 11th, 2007. A 15-year-old girl was the race car to travel, but it wasn't really. A few years later, the same teenager got the race car and took it to the But then, when he turned on the brakes, he couldn't. It malfunctioned. The racing car fell down a cliff before hitting onto a ledge, before crashing onto the road, causing the tire to fly out. The teenager was bounced dead at the cliff. Several people watched in agony as the racing car fell from the mountain. It eventually shattered upon impact. The impact was so violent that the 15-year-old body was scattered around the roof. Eventually, they only found some of the pieces, but the rest didn't. October 12th, 2009. A teenager while driving his SST was just relaxing until he suddenly crashed onto a barrier. He couldn't stop in time, so he eventually crashed onto the wall. Doctor said that his car was still in perfect condition, so he kept going until April 5th, 2001, 10. He raced his car against the most. He almost slipped out of control. Luckily, he did manage to go down just in time. Luckily, days later, it was caused. April 12, 2010. He was still driving his vehicle when the incident started. When he accidentally fell asleep in his car, he collided into an officer, causing his car to get flaming out. Of course, he woke up, and then he did wake up from sleep after that. The damage was brutal. It had been found that the officer was called Le Ming. The officer was quickly rushed to the hospital, but sadly, the teenager finally died. Somebody was found nearby during that time. Luckily, everyone survived. November 11th, 2007. Teenager suddenly got his racing car towed. Eventually, he was able to lift it, but his car kept flipping. Most people thought it was a part of the show. It's a decoration. Then he tipped over. The tow truck gave up and the tank flipped over. It's still in perfect condition, so he kept going until on the next day he collided until nearby and several places he was still under condition. The engine was completely wrecked, but he still kept going until one day, or one evening, he began driving and he suddenly collided into a right another into a rock. The drive was completely damaged, but the SST that had been long used had several damage. Now, the teenager suffered a lot of injuries. Luckily, everything was okay. Nature. September 12, 2007. Nearby driver accidentally crashed onto the ramp, causing his tire to be stuck. The car was severed. Luckily, the driver managed to escape. That's all. Goodbye. Yay!